I like to teach the world to sing. Sing with me. Perfect harmony. I like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. That's the real thing. I like to teach the world to sing. In perfect harmony. And I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. It's the real thing. What the world wants today. It's the real thing.
I think Timex absolutely nailed it with this one. Released back in 2021, this Weekender is part of the Unity collection designed in collaboration with Coca-Cola to mark 50 years from the release of its legendary Hilltop Commercial. For those unfamiliar with the ad, it basically aired out Coca-Cola's sentiment that something as simple as the celebration of togetherness over a bottle of refreshment can be all that is needed by humanity despite all diversity to realize the more seemingly unattainable ideals of love, peace, and harmony. A timely message that was very much needed by the world in the 70s, then beginning to lose faith after all the divisive issues presented by the decade that passed. While the 1960s may be better remembered for a long list of momentous trends including the Afro hairstyle, bell-bottoms and mini skirts, Barbie dolls, the twist, surf culture, space exploration, and Beatlemania, it was also a page in history that would be marked with headlines that were more oppressing rather than groovy. The rise of counterculture, various civil rights movements, protests against the Vietnam War, and the imminence of a nuclear crisis, along with a whole jumble of social, political, and economic conflicts, brought forth hopelessness that would make the era that could have simply been remembered as the best of times also be infamously recollected as the worst of times. In this late collaboration, Timex tries to deliver the very same message expressed in that 50-year-old ad by reminding us that even the simplest gestures like approaching somebody for the time can be enough commonality to bridge the gap between totally different individuals. A timeless fact, or as Coca-Cola would say it, the real thing. That's enough advertising for those two American brands, I guess. Time to look at the watch. By the way, if you find the stories behind these watches equally fascinating, please consider checking out my other reviews. It would also greatly support the channel if you could leave a comment or a like and perhaps consider subscribing. But before we dive into the watch, I think this presentation we have here rightfully deserves some love. It's not the flimsy cardboard box that comes with the more basic Weekender models. This is way more substantial, really sturdy. Even this cushion feels more premium. And look at that design. The muted colors give off a very realistic shelf-aged look. Even the choice of font is so period accurate. This, if you aren't aware, was a popular type from the 70s, specifically designed for the 1968 Olympics in Mexico. Getting to the inner half of the box, you'll find a brief story about that Hilltop commercial from 1971 printed onto one of the sides. And finally, flower power artwork on the inside. Kudos to Timex for perfectly capturing hippie culture vibes here.
Come and go. Stop and say hello. Stop and say hello.
I got this watch by the way for my wife, though I think any guy could pull this off too. It's a limited edition Weekender, but as of late, still available on Amazon for $35. Onto the specifications, we have a quartz movement housed in a chrome-plated brass case with a mineral crystal in front. The snap-on stainless steel case back and basic push-pull crown gives this watch a water resistance of only 30 meters. This is a very wrist-friendly watch, measuring exactly 38mm across, 9mm thick, 45.5 from lug to lug with the 20mm lug width. I think those dimensions work really well for my 6¼ inch wrist, though the open design of the dial does give the watch a presence much closer to that of a 39mm piece, I would say. Looking into the watch's face, we'll see an off-white dial with printed markers and indices, printed Timex branding below 12 o'clock, and a colorful heart-shaped print spelling out a line from the old Coca-Cola jingle to take up most of the blank space. While we're here, I think it's worth mentioning that the color of the dial is much closer to absolute white and not beige as it appears to be in most product images online. The colors on that center graphic are also less vibrant. I believe the black stick hands work perfectly with the rest of the dial's design, allowing that center artwork to be the main point of interest while offering enough contrast for excellent legibility. The second's hand takes on a hue that is nearly identical to the other red elements here and surprisingly aligns perfectly with every single marker on the second track. And a sort of lume application is absent on the watch, but of course this being a Timex features something better.
Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Perfectly tying up the Coca-Cola theme, this variant comes with a matching red nylon strap with non-signed but identically finished hardware. But let me put it on a few strap alternatives before I give out my final thoughts. I actually have nothing bad to say about it. Even for the original retail price of $70, what Timex offers here is a versatile and bubbly watch with decent levels of finishing and a commonly known reputation for reliability. This being a well-executed limited edition piece only adds up to that value. And of course, the current half-price deals on Amazon just makes the deal so much sweeter. If you've enjoyed the review, please leave it a like and also please consider subscribing to the channel. Also check out Walk of the Earth for more amazing tracks like the Beatles Medley featured in the video. Thanks again for watching.